Hey you, it's Jess here and we are planning for the week of April 14th through the 20th in my memory sticker planner. This is the, sorry if you can hear my stomach rumbling, and Heidi eating biscuits. We're filming this around lunchtime. But this is my Carrera Press inserts, the A5 wide size, and I'm using the Scribble Prints Co kit Spring Garden, which was like my Easter spring art for this year. I just thought, well, this week was Easter, wasn't it? I didn't actually end up putting it in my planner, but it's not something I like actively celebrate. So I usually don't use an Easter set, but I really loved the way this kit turned out, so I definitely wanted to use it. And this week seemed like a good time. I'm just doing my usual color blocking, following the colors of that Andrea of SPC has set out. Oh, and I'm also using the silver foil pack from Carrera Press, her butterfly pack. Although I used very minimal amount of the foil, I just didn't feel like it needed too much foil. But we will add in some of the deco butterflies at the end throughout, so there's a little bit more sparkle. But we'll also be using icons and some scripts in silver foil, so I think it'll balance us out in the end. But yeah, I think the base turned out really, really cute. It was just your typical week. I did have videos go up this week, which was great. And I got back into, at the end of the week, I got back into playing Dreamlight Valley because of the Alice in Wonderland update was going to come, and I just felt like doing some mindless tasks like in Dreamlight Valley. We also watched all of the Hunger Games films this week, just randomly. Every night we just put a different one on. So yeah, I also read some books. Yeah, pretty typical week. But yeah, we watched a lot of movies this week. I don't know, we just really felt like it. So let's get done with the base. It's just your typical base, you know, so let's get into day-by-day planning. My sidebar, I just have my current audiobook, which was A Drop of Corruption, and then a to-do list of things I needed to get done. I was working on a custom for SPC at this time. But let's get into Monday. As always, Coffee Monday goes up the top. We have Coffee Monday. I had a journaling haul go up. So that was fun. Journaling haul. I'm going to put another little thing down here for doing laundry. And then I also did a bunch of organizing of my stickers. I had to put a lot of stuff away after the hauls that I filmed previously. So do Coffee Monday, this really cute yellow coffee cup from SPC. I'm going to use some of the Carrera Press bundle icons as well as stuff from SPC in here, just to use it all up. So that was the morning. Okay, so I filled that all out. I just had to go and open the back door next to me, so if there's some outside noise, I apologize, but Heidi did want to go out. So then I did working on the custom. For Andrea, I might put a bigger sticker. Maybe let's put one of these rounded boxes in, that's fun. And then at the bottom, I do want to put in a fancy label for reading my Kindle. I was reading Witches Steeped in Gold by Sian Smart, which I talked about in the previous Plan With Me. That was on Monday. I wanted to like it, but no, it didn't end up being. I feel like it needed some more editing, you know? Just some more rigorous editing. So it worked, and then this day I had, in Affinity Nikki, I was able to get the very last evolution of the first Miracle outfit dress, which I'd been waiting for because it was like dark purple, black, and sparkly, and butterflies, and so pretty. So I had to celebrate that I got the last Arosa evolution, and then obviously read my book. I'll just write Witches Steeped because that's easy enough to write. So then on Tuesday we did a bunch of cleaning up the apartment together, and then I also worked I love the I just love the patterns that I did in this set. It makes me so happy. And then I'm just gonna put in here the little thing. I might actually, because I have a bigger sticker for grocery delivery, I'm gonna switch these from cleaning to grocery delivery. Because I didn't want to use two chubby little things, you know? So put cleaning down here because that's easier and makes more sense. And then we'll put work in here. So cute. All right. And fill that out. And then, once again, my grumbly, tumbly belly. So apologies. We'll put a fancy label at the top, at the bottom for finishing, which is steeped in gold. And then I put a little thing because we got bubble tea delivery from QIT. And then we also watched the first Hunger Games film, which I think we did watch back in the day, but I could barely remember that film, to be honest. But I don't think either of us had ever watched the other ones after the first film, so. Yeah, we watched the Hunger Games. I think because I was looking at a dystopia book to read for Magical Readathon in May, and I decided not to read a Hunger Games book because, I don't know, their digital versions are very expensive, despite being so old. Anyway, I just read a book we already had, but, yeah, so we're like, yeah, let's watch the films. It could be fun. I think we watched all of them this week, and I think we agreed that the first one is probably the best. I think it's kind of the same as Twilight in that the first direct in the first film was a bit more creative, and then it went into sort of a standard action flick style afterwards. But yeah, so I think we enjoyed the first film the most. So just because it was a bit more creative, a bit more different than the other ones, but still enjoyable. I think I gave them all basically 3 stars, and then the first one's 3.5 stars, and then I finished which is Steeped in Gold, which I gave 2 stars. I didn't love it, but I did finish it. I wanted to see where it was going, okay? And it disappointed, I'm afraid. So that was Tuesday, now on to Wednesday. We had another video go up. That was my sticker haul this time. I decided to separate journaling and sticker haul for this, this set of videos. And then I did some journaling, and then of course we did some work on the custom. So, I think I remember which custom this was. It was, I feel like all the customs at the moment are taking a lot of effort. They take a bit longer than usual, but I think it's worth it in the end. They really turn out to be some of my favorite sets. And it's a bit more worth it monetarily wise to actually put in more of that effort and make it a bit more crazy themes. But yeah, so did some journaling in the morning and did some work. And then while I worked, I also listened to A Drop of Corruption. What do I want to do here? Okay, so because I have, we watched Catching Fire this day, and I also started a new book, so I'm gonna put these in here like this, I think, so we have room to put in watching the film. And I'm going to use the curved box for the film this time. So I just put in that I was reading Drop of Corruption while working, and then we have our Catching Fire popcorn. And then I started the book Play a Piano by Kurt Vonnegut Jr. This was for my Magical Readathon, so I had to read a book with a musical word in the title. And what we already had in our collection, piano, Play a Piano, fit that. And I actually, I didn't know at all what the book was about when I was going into it, other than, it's kind of a classic Kurt Vonnegut. But yeah, it is a sci-fi book, which I wasn't expecting. So I actually really enjoyed it, even though, it's his first book and it was written in 1952. So, he's not quite into his style yet, but I really did enjoy Play a Piano. I don't know why, but my brain locked up when I was writing Catching. I just wrote it really weirdly small, but that's okay. So this is the first half of the week. It's a very random week, I will say. Just it's Easter week, but I don't put anything Easter in, and then we have all of these Hunger Game films. But you know, I don't know. We're just living day by day over here. Okay, so Thursday, I had, I was doing just a YouTube binge in the morning. I was waiting for mail, I think that's why. We also watched, this is just a new episode of Wheel of Time. Yes, I actually forget. I don't know if I put in that when the Wheel of Time finished. Like when we got the last Wheel of Time, but okay, I think I'm gonna switch out this fancy label and put this on the bottom because I need to put this size box in here, but I didn't want two patterns super close together like that in bigger boxes. I don't mind if it's smaller boxes, but make it small. So first of all, YouTube binge. And I was waiting for mail. I got some cleaning mail in the mail. I got some cleaning stuff. I got that electric cleaning brush, which you can put a long handle on, or all sorts of different heads, and you can clean all sorts of stuff in the house with it. I've already tried it out on the stove, and I did enjoy that. It was much easier than scrubbing myself. And I still yet to use it in the bathroom, but I think I will this week, hopefully. So I'm excited to use that. And then, of course, we caught up on Wheel of Time. Latest season, season 3. Definitely check it out if you haven't. Season 3 has made it go on Rotten Tomatoes up to 97%. The show, like, if you stick through the first season, which I still enjoyed, but the seasons just get better and better. And I can't wait. I hope we get season 4. I don't have to wait too long for it. It's one of those shows that just takes forever, but it's worth it. Alright. I'll put that in there. And then, obviously, we watched Mockingjay Part 1 on this day. I don't know what I want to use. I'm using a little thing here. So we'll see what box we can fit in. Maybe we could just do another of the curvy boxes, because that was fun. Mockingjay Part 1. And I ran out of popcorn stickers that would match. I don't actually have the popcorn stickers in multicolor, which is weird, but maybe I should pick some up. I definitely have to pick up some more Kindle stickers, so I'm running very low on the colorful ones of those. So I should probably get some popcorn ones at the same time. We had Mockingjay Part 1, we got bastard burgers for dinner, and then I was reading Play a Piano. So that was Thursday. Alright, now on to Friday. Just flip my little sticker book here. Friday, I had my April Kids lineup go up. It was late, but I had to wait for stuff in the mail, you know. And then I did, I did some filming on this day, preparing for the next week, and I also pulled some stickers. I think I filmed a bunch of bases, and then I pulled the stickers for those. Do kit lineup, and then we have a film, and then pull stickers for those Plan With Me bases. Pull stickers, and then that night we made buffalo chicken dip for dinner. I'm gonna put my fancy little thing on the bottom here. Maybe, okay, I think I'm gonna put, I wanted to use like more of this pattern box here, so I'll put that there for Mockingjay Part 2. And yeah, I guess I wasn't expecting that ending so much, like, and I'm gonna spoil it, but probably all of you know about, most of you will probably know about Hunger Games. It was a bit too late for me in terms of reading YA when it came out, and then I just didn't catch up with the films, but I still enjoyed it. It was an interesting ending. I feel like reading them would give you a lot more information about everything, but yeah. So Mockingjay Part 2, and then reading Play a Piano. God, of course there's a whole bunch of trucks outside now. Typical. Alright, so I'm going to put a little thing at the bottom here. And then I guess I can put a bigger, I have to think about, okay, I'm going to use that for the next one. Okay, I'm just figuring out my boxes here. Oh, I wish I had a bigger one of them. But I suppose I could just use the full half box here. I might trim it down a little. We're going to put in a chubby little thing here, and then we will trim down this box. So, just get our scissors, cut, got a hair on there, cut the bottom. It's okay because I don't have to write in this box, so I'm happy to cut it up. And, you know, the pattern won't be perfect, but not too noticeable, I think. Looks good. So this is when I started playing Dreamlight Valley again. I'm just using this little Buzz Lightyear from SBC because he's in the game and the colors matched. And then I also started making some salads for lunch. Big salads, basically. And then I also played some Infinity Nikki. Then, of course, we watched the last Hunger Games film, which was Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And that was alright. Actually, kind of like, I thought it was interesting to see the beginning, and like, I thought they did the aesthetics really well. Like, it looked really cool. Like his academy uniform and stuff was very cool looking. We love an early dystopia story where they're still figuring stuff out. And still rebuilding and whatnot. So yes, I enjoyed that. I could definitely see, like, if they had kept the games like that, yeah, why would you watch? It was pretty, having like the one little arena was pretty lame. So, but you know, another 3-star was enjoyable. Balance of steaks, and we made, this day I made Marry Me Chicken in the slow cooker, and again, we're still reading Play a Piano. Alright, I just put Ballad of Songbirds because that's all I can fit in there. It's a long book title. Alright, so then on Sunday, I'm going to put a bigger sticker here for Dreamlight Valley because I played a lot of it this day, and I unlocked, I was able to unlock Aladdin and Jasmine. That's what I did for the most of the time this day because I hadn't been playing for a long time. I think on Saturday I unlocked Timon and Pumbaa as well, and then I think that was the last ones I had to like get out of the realms. Oh, and I had to get Sally as well. I haven't played for a very long time. And then I got Aladdin and Jasmine, which were very fun and cute. And I also just did washing. I washed our bedding. Dreamlight Valley, and then of course I was playing Infinity Nikki. I'm gonna put the down here for my book. We'll put this one here for Infinity Nikki because I just really love this pattern, so I was very happy with it. So I'm gonna put it, lots of it on this day. Played Nikki. And then I just put in that lock, finished Death Stranding this day. Because I play on the couch or my laptop, and they just play on the, they'll play on the PlayStation and the TV. So also like half watched. I didn't follow the story of Death Stranding, but they did finish Death Stranding this day, which was a big thing. Because you know, it's hard to finish big games. And then I finished Play a Piano, and I really enjoyed it. What did I give it? I don't know, 3.5, 4, something like that. But I did enjoy it. If you're looking for an older sci-fi with a different kind of feel to it, it was very good. And I had a lot of, like, despite being written in the 50s, there was a lot of stuff you could talk about with AI because it's kind of a world where everyone's being replaced by automatic machines, like, no one is able to work on machines anymore because they just work by themselves. So it was kind of like, you know, and I was exploring those ideas of automation kind of like giving humanity nothing to do, so it kind of destroys society because, well, you know, if you can't work, and you can't like succeed and do stuff with your hands, then how do you feel fulfilled, you know? Anyway, it was interesting in that way. Heidi's just next to me drinking water because her water cup is next to me. So again, apologies. Here is her tail for good measure. Well, she doesn't want you to have a tail. She's leaving now. Let me write this in and we can finish up. Alright, that is the finished second half of the week. Let me just tidy everything up here, get the stickers and things out of the way, so then we can put her in the planner and get some little deco bits in, because I think that'll add a lot to this spread, especially with how shiny silver is. This is why I film with my lights the way they are. I have them like facing upwards instead of on the desk, because it really makes the foil shine. I love it. And doesn't make a glare on the glossy stickers. So we have a bunch of little butterflies here, and I'll put a little butterfly first on all of my iPad stickers, because I always think that looks cute. Plus they're like a big empty space, you know. And I don't always get to maybe we'll do it on some of these reading ones as well. I don't think there's much audible. I didn't read much of my book this week in terms of audio, but yeah. So I'll just put these around, fill up some of these spaces. I'm just going to do the butterflies. There's also some other designs in here, but I'm just going to keep it simple. Yeah, I think this week turned out so pretty. I love the colors of the set. I'm so glad I went with this color palette. And I'm glad like the yellow came into the main colors, because it actually yellow was sort of just an addition by me to my color palette. The main colors were really the blue and the green and the cream, but I think the yellow really makes it pop in the end. Always interesting to see what colors people bring out with the art once it's like, it's not always the way that I think it's gonna go, which is fun. Let me just do, I'll move this across. Okay, we got a couple more butterflies to put in. Okay, one more butterfly. I'm gonna leave the other stickers behind. Okay, we'll put it on this finished book. Alright, that's all the deco pieces in, and I think they look so cute, especially with the shiny silver. But that is the completed week. Let me know what you thought by giving a thumbs up and comment. Maybe comment down below some carrots to reference a spring garden. Carrots just feel right, or carrots or butterflies, you know, if you enjoyed this. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. I love you. Bye bye.